Um, Tonight I want to talk about protecting your dream because I have, I'm just really going to be pretty transparent tonight, if that's all good with you guys. We're a team and we're a community here. And um, the last couple weeks have been really tough for me. And it's just weighed on me. So it's kind of, affected all areas of my life, which have been hard. So I haven't been able to be as present as I like to be with the team. I haven't been able to show up where I'd like to. And so there's just a lot going on personally, and it's difficult. So I've pouring into myself with personal development and decided that enough is enough. And my dreams and my goals are bigger than anything that's coming at me or anything that's going on. So first, I just want to tell you a little bit about how I got started into coaching 2 years ago. At that time, I was in school for nursing because a couple reasons. One, I wanted to add income to our family budget. And two, I needed something for me. I was and still am a stay-at-home mom, but really that is all I was. I was a stay-at-home mom. I homeschooled. I didn't, go out and meet up with a bunch of people and have friendships going on. And I didn't have hobbies. I pretty much cooked and cleaned. And I would always say to my husband, I love this, but there was nothing I was really passionate about. And he's an artist. He has been he's 42. If you see him, he doesn't look like that, but he is. So since he was 17, he's been into art. He's truly passionate about it. And I had nothing I was passionate about. And I think when you're not passionate about anything, you can get your mind into everything. You can be watching everybody, be on the sidelines, being one of those people watching everybody live out their dreams and live out their goals. And it's sad. I think I spent a lot of time, watching people and thinking, why me? Why not me? Why are they traveling and enjoying things? And I'm just sitting here and cooking and cleaning and doing a great job at it, sure. But so anyway, I was in school for nursing because I decided to, my phone is ringing, and I'll get into that too. This is about 30 times a day. That's another part of my story where I'm headed. So I got into nursing. I was in school for nursing to really just get something for myself going. But as I was playing it out, finishing school, I was going to be away from my family. I was going to be working long nights and all these hours away from my family, and that was not part of what I could see happening. I love to be with my children. I love to have time with them. So playing that out was difficult. So 2 years ago, when I got started, I also will backtrack a little bit and tell you guys that when I say that I have family drama, it's on a whole nother level. I have a sister that's serving a 25-year prison sentence, and I'm so sorry. I'm emotional. My last couple weeks have been pretty tough, so I'm just coming to you guys as friends and as a teammate, and just going to share with you kind of my insights on where I'm headed with this. So trust me, I'm not going to keep you hanging here in my tears. So I have a sister who is serving 25 years, and I'm the person who supports her in all the ways. There's nobody else. And so financially, support through the phone. She calls me about 30 times a day because she is bipolar and, quite a few other mental disorders. So I'm the person that she loads it on. My parents are addicted to drugs and homeless. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's very true. They lost their business. They lost their home. They lost their everything. And I'm the one that supports them as well. And so, and while they were losing all those things, I was paying the bills, the electricity and the mortgage, and I was paying those things. So they obviously weren't paying that the money was going elsewhere. So now, a couple years into this, I they're just homeless, and they're still living this lifestyle. And I love my mom, I love my parents, I love them all so deeply, so I can't give up on them, and I will not. But at the same time, my mom's very verbally abusive towards me. So if she wants something and I don't give it, it can become just, she can just get very mean. And I get it that that's how they speak to each other, but it affects me so deeply to be cussed at and told terrible things, because I truly, truly just love her. So when I started coaching 2 years ago, I had this pattern of, on my way to school, calling my mom. I just call her. She didn't answer the phone ever. She only calls me if she needs money. So we don't have a real relationship, but I try to have like this something, this, just tell her about myself and my kids. And so I had a habit of this certain part of my drive where I got to call my mom and just tell her about what I'm doing. And she would never answer, and it would always make me mad, like just angry, like why can't you pick up the phone? So one day when I had joined a challenge group, I had joined it just to lose 10 pounds. I wasn't looking for this amazing thing we get to do. I wasn't looking for any of this. I was on a journey to find something for me, to get out of my head, to stop watching people live their lives, to really just lose that 10 pounds and get a nursing degree. I was just on this mission to, find something for Jen. And oh my goodness, that just shows you, God's big plan and purpose, because look at us all getting to hang here. But anyway, that one day I called her and she didn't answer. And I remember looking at my phone and just being honestly mad enough that I said, enough is enough. I am not going to continue to allow this to happen. I have more self-respect. I love her. I won't stop. I'll never stop. But I stopped. I that day decided enough is enough. And I didn't call again. And that was 2 summers ago. And I didn't actually end up speaking to anybody until November, only because it was a holiday and we had come to town and I wanted to see them. So I went over there and found my way to see them. All that to say, that is how I got started into this amazing career. It's such a God thing. And I don't want to get off track. I actually am not that prepared. I do have notes, but in the last couple weeks, so I told you I have a sister in prison. I have another sister that has 4 children that doesn't have a job, and she has been clean for the last year, which has been just such an amazing blessing. But in the last week or so, she was trying to head back to where she used to be involved in very, very, very serious addictions. And we got into a huge argument, which led my mom to call me and cuss me out and tell me terrible things. And just because I didn't want my sister to go. But it's affected me. It has affected me because I don't treat people that way. And so in the last couple of weeks, I'm not myself. And I want to talk to you guys about bigger picture and protecting it all. So I'm sorry if I'm scattered. You just have to hopefully stick with me and forgive me and just know that I love you guys. And all of that is drastic and big and painful and hard. But, I love this quote. It says, he who has a why can endure any how. So the how, the thing could be minor, like a slow month. I feel it. I know you guys feel it because I see what the team does. I see everything. So the how could be all the no's we're getting, all the rejections, it's school, it's back to school, right? We've all spent a lot of money to get our kids back to school. The how can be a family attack, like what I've experienced in the last 2 weeks. It could be, the how could be the unsexy work of the day in and day out that we do. We all talk about power hours and to-dos and invite and these things, they're unsexy work. The sexy fun thing is going to summit and walking the stage and getting the recognition and getting the shout outs, and right, that's the really, really, really exciting stuff. The unsexy stuff is the day in and day out, head down, hustling, and hair up in a bun, yoga clothes on. I get messages all the time, why do you always look put together? It's like, oh my goodness, if you had any clue. I literally live in like this, like you guys see me, my hair is soaking wet. I've got yoga clothes. I mean, this is how I live. And so I'm not going to post that every day because I don't want to look like a bum, but it's the truth. I live like this. So it's the unsexy work. So I want to talk about us having a strong, solid why. So, and mine is my why that I could, just really go there and cry about is freedom. That is where this Free and Fit came from, because 2 years ago when I went through that challenge group, I finished 90 days and I felt like I had never felt before. I felt strong. I felt confident. I felt like I didn't have to allow my family to do that to me. I could stand up for myself with all of them. And I hate talking, and I haven't shared this story online. I know we all share our story and it's a big part of what we do, but I haven't figured out a way just yet to go there because I still want to protect them and I don't want to put bad things out there. So I really don't share too much about this because of judgment on them, but it's part of my story. It's part of who I am. So anyway, so 2 years ago I finished and I felt free and I was fit. I was in shape. I was in the best shape I had ever been in. And I remember sitting at the table with my husband and I just said, yeah, I'm going to sign up to be a coach. I'm just going to tell people, I'm just going to run with this thing. I'm just going to get my Shakeology paid for it. And it's going to be great. I'm just going to get that spot. That's all I wanted to do. Just cover my Shakeology. But as you can see, it just, compounded so fast and grew, and, we're almost 1,000 coaches, and it's just an amazing thing that God has for all of us. So I want to talk about if you're not feeling motivated in your business, or if your business is not moving forward at the speed or the rate that you had hoped or would like, it's most likely because your why is not strong enough. So back to what mine is, it's total freedom. I work from home. Jared works from home. I homeschool half the week, but I want to be free. I want to pick up and head off to anywhere if I want to. I don't want bills and stress and debt to be in my brain. I totally want to be just financially free. I do want to help my family. I feel called there. So there's levels that I have to, just figure out boundaries. And that's something I pray through constantly. And you can ask people that are close to me that's usually what I'll ask for, because I'm always trying to figure out my involvement there. But I don't feel called to just turn. I just don't. So I could see building my parents a little house and things like that would just be the ultimate total for me. So I really want you to think about, it's 5 a.m. in the morning and that alarm clock goes off. What is it that's going to make you jump out of bed? What is it that's going to make you not lay there and make every excuse in the world? Because I know I've done it. I've had those times where it's just like, I'm just too tired. I'm just too tired. But there's got to be something in you that's going to make you jump up and just like go after it, chase it. I have a couple questions that I wrote down that I really want you guys to think about, because this helps me. And the first one would be, where were you? I want you to think about, where were you before Beachbody? So where were you in your fitness? So your physical body, where were you? How did you feel? Really go there. Where were you in your friendships, your relationships? That's a huge one for me in this business. In 2 years, some of my best friends have been met through this, and I'm just beyond grateful for this community and to get together with you guys. And as hard as it is for me to talk about that stuff, I feel completely comfortable. I feel completely safe. I don't worry 1 ounce about it. So where were you in your finances before this? Even if you're making $10 a week right now, that $10 a week is going somewhere. It's going to something. So where were you before Beachbody in your finances, in your self-confidence? So really want you to go there, because we can have a tendency to forget. I know that I've forgotten, but if I really put myself there, I remember myself 2 years ago in that car every night for night school, and that feeling towards my family, and having no direction and having nothing for myself. I was isolated. I didn't reach out to hang out with a lot of friends. I had extra weight on that sucked. I'd go in the closet and cry. Nothing would fit me. I'd want to go on a date and it would just, I would feel like a sausage, in my tight clothes. And so really, really go there. And then now I want you to fast forward to right now and think of all the change. Whether you've been on the team for a month, 6 months to a year, think of all the change. And I know some of you are looking at your faces. I know some of the changes, and they're huge. So think of all the changes that have happened, whether they be the trips that you've gotten to go on, this community, your finances. And then I really do want you to really consider where you're going to be in 1 year with this business, because 1 year can be drastic. I try to post them whenever I come across them, but I've seen, the compound effect in this business doesn't just double, but it will go from 1 year making 50 in that first month to the second year making like 1,000, to the third year at the same time making 3, and the fourth year it's like 30,000 in that month. I mean, the compound effect, no lie, gets out of control, because you're no longer a team of one out there sharing and recruiting and adding to the team. You're a team of thousands at that point, and we're all helping each other succeed. That's the beauty of a team like ours, growing and adding to each other. We all benefit and help each other grow. So let's see. So I put here, that's going to take moving through that how or whatever's going on. So that's going to take, so this past week with that attack and that hard situation, it got me so down. I didn't have like motivating posts to post, but I'm guessing if you go to my page, one of my best friends is Lindsay, and she was looking at my page, and I was just like, girl, I'm a mess. I don't know who's looking at my page or what they're seeing. I'm trying not to like let it come out all over. And she said, you just can't tell. And I don't know how, because it was just every part of my being. And then you add that, I'm a homeschooling mom, and I homeschool a 6th grader and a soon-to-be kindergartner, and that is a lot of work. It's a blessing. I'm not going to say that it's not. It is a lot of work, though. It's a commitment. It is a full-time commitment, but my children are everything to me. They're my number one priority. And so that is how I have decided, my husband and I have decided to educate our children this way. And so the weight of going back to school, and our school week this week, before school starts, is orientation week. So I have to be there almost every day from 9 to 5 doing family education units and getting ready. So just hearing about what the new year is going to be like on top of the family stuff, I was just feeling so weighed down and not myself. So after today, just after the last couple days of just reading and praying and talking to some of you guys, and really, really focusing in on why I do this, how I got started, it's just completely changed my perspective. So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to think about, we have 5 months left in the year, and a lot can happen. So if we truly come together and work our booties off, hustle, 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 hustle with heart, we are setting ourselves up for January, which is peak season. That is our time. That is where every one of your businesses are going to see radical change, but it's not going to happen if we're just chilling in this time. So I want to encourage all of us that, set those monthly goals, create a vision. It doesn't have to be a board. It doesn't have to be, online and time and work. Get out a paper and write a vision list. So get them out of here and see them and make some realistic, smart goals that you want to happen in the rest of the year. And know that whatever you're going through, whatever how comes up, something's gonna come up. It's life. We all live it. I want you to protect your dream. I want you to protect this, because you signed up for a reason. You know who you were then. You know who you are now. And I hope you know where it's headed. I've been coaching for 2 years, and it's just been life-changing. And I just can't wait to see where we're headed in the next couple years. So I hope I didn't weigh you guys down too much with that. I just want to share with you a little bit about where I have been at. And I'm not out of the woods with it. I guess I never really am. I sort of just live with this heartache and live with it. And just always continually pray for balance on where I need to get involved, because I will, again, I've said to some of you, I'm just like not going back. I'm done. I'm washing my hands. But the truth is, they're my parents and my siblings, and I love them. And so I will get back involved, but I just want to make sure that I'm right and I'm good and I'm protecting myself and my family, my marriage, my children, my team, my dreams, my goals. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. I also wrote down a few of your questions from the team page, and I can answer unless any of you guys have questions that you wanted or anything you want to share before. I don't want to jump right into questions unless you guys have some things that you wanted to share with me. No? Okay. Well, I don't know if she's on here, but I really, really, really wanted to address the question of the people don't have the money to blow on $130 shake. That was the one that I was just like, we got to talk about that, like big time. I don't know if she's here or not, but it's okay. I'm still going to go there and we'll post it. What will help with the price objection and, having people say, I don't have $130 to blow on a shake, is really showing them the value. That's what it comes down to. It's not $130 for a shake at all. I mean, really, that's not it at all. So when people really, see the value in what they're getting, they'll sign up. I mean, they'll sign up like hotcakes. So what they're getting for their $140 with $2 in shipping is, number one, first and foremost, bigger than anything, is you as their coach. They have you in their corner. That's amazing if you ask me. All that time that I wanted to lose that 10 pounds or whatever, it would have just been nice to have somebody in my corner checking on me, supporting me, asking questions, giving tips. That's what you guys do. That's who you are. That's what we do. So for that money, they're getting you as their coach. They're getting the online support group. They're getting that community of people who also have goals. And I'm telling you, a lot of people don't want to talk about, I have weight to lose, or their weight issues. It can be embarrassing, right? So this online support group is a place where it's not embarrassing. We can show our before pictures where we are just looking like hot mess, hanging out. It just doesn't matter. It's safe. It's a safe place where people can really dive into this life-changing journey. So you as their coach, online support group, a complete nutrition plan. The program's going to come with one. We have one as a team. I mean, nutrition just out the wazoo pretty much. And that's where a lot of people suffer. I think people know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it. And let's see. And yes, you do get that month of Shakeology, and it's worth every dime of that $130. I mean, when you really break it down with what's poured into that one meal, that alone is worth it, but you get all these other things. And I'm sure you guys could add a million more. So when you get that objection, it's really just comes down to letting them know, I know it's an investment. It's an investment that I had to make in my own self 2 years ago. I had to say to Jared, I'm going to spend $130 on a shake. And he, without hesitation, was like, go for it. But I mean, we didn't have the money for it. And I'm the one that pays the bills and watches the budget and is really mindful. And I just said to him, I'm just going to invest in this. I need something. I'm seeing people getting results. It's working. So it's going to come down to them being ready. And if they are, and once you really show them the value, they'll say, you know what, I'm going to invest. I'm going to give it this month or two. And if they're not, guess what? They're going to be watching you. And if you're doing your job, like we say, to be posting 3 to 5 times a day, that's not just because, that's to be consistent out there. That's to show people that I'm still here. I'm doing it. I believe in it. And these are the people I'm helping. Look at their results. That they're now watching and they're seeing, oh, wow. And they will come back. I'll tell you, 2 years later, almost everybody who's ever told me no is either a coach on the team or a challenger or a friend that I talk to. I don't care if you tell me no. I'm still hanging out and, going to check on you. So I really wanted to address that one because it was just like, if someone said to me, I don't have the money to blow, and it's just like, people have a hard time investing in themselves. They'll go spend it on their kids, and I get it. I'm a mom, so I know that. But they'll go spend it elsewhere where you'll see them, they'll say it, and you'll see them like eating out and like shopping. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? So, so that's a big one I wanted to address. Other than that, I have others, and I think we should just do a whole call, and some of us can like give all of our tips. And I love that. I love seeing those questions come through, and we can address them. I would prefer to address them like this because typing it out is a lot of time and all that. So this is a better way to really get some really good solid Q&As. What was the other one? The other one was, how do you find people who are not your friends and outside of the area? Because I know there's a lot of coaches in the same area. I would say look for interests. Like, so if you're interested in running, if you're interested in shopping at Lululemon, I don't know, whatever your interests are, search in those areas, because you're going to find like-minded people who aren't coaches, who don't know your friends. But I personally still add 3 to 5 friends. And I can tell you, because of doing that, that is how I have some of you as my friends and coaches here on the team, just because I did that. And no, I don't go out and send out a message and say something and add. I actually just add. But I know some people feel more comfortable shooting over a message, and I totally get that. But I just add. And I've grown in 2 years. I had about 300 to 400 friends on Facebook when I started, and now I don't know, I haven't looked, but I know it's over 3,000. And that's just by adding just a little bit a day, compound effect. A couple friends a day has gotten me to that point. Does anybody else have any other questions? You want to add anything? I hope all that stuff made sense. Didn't want to bring too much emotion. Just wanted to share with you where I'm at and the crazy how that I'm having to fight right now, but it's so worth it. So I'm kind of looking forward to diving back into the school year because I like a routine and I like a schedule. So I've set out my new work schedule, and I'm going to be getting back up at 5 a.m. And I like a good solid school schedule. Just keeps me on track, keeps me focused, right? So what are your thoughts? We have 3 minutes. What can I hear from you guys? Somebody give me something.
I just want to say thank you so much for sharing. It was great to hear your story and for opening up like that. I know it's not easy, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's not easy, and I know that as coaches we do that, and I encourage you guys. It does get easier the more you do it. It's a lot easier though, I think, if it's like in the past, like this happened versus this is happening. So it's like I have this whole childhood story of how I grew up, which is crazy in itself, and then I'm experiencing this now. So just processing it all and, bits and pieces. So I do encourage you guys to share your stories.
I think you're right on too about what you said about it's easier to share about stuff that's happened in the past. But I think, I did a team call last night with my team about being vulnerable and opening up. And recently I shared about the bankruptcy that Deke and I are currently going through because it's an ongoing process. And, it would be a sexier story to sell after the fact, to say, oh, look what we came through and we're debt free and all this. But reality is that's not where we are. And I think, sharing when you're in those vulnerable states just makes you that much more human and relatable to people. So It's not easy. It's very difficult. And what you're going through is 10 times more difficult. So sharing about it, even on the small scale with just us, is huge.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that. It's so true. And that's what I'm just trying to work myself up to, is like getting it out there. But Amber, did you want to say something?
No.
Okay. You unmuted. I was like,
did I?
I see you, girl. So yeah, and so I definitely encourage you guys. Yes, it makes you human. We all are. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has a perfect story. If you do, oh my goodness, Tell me about it. I like to hear that fiction. So thanks so much for hanging tonight. And let's all, like I said, please, I would love to see your vision list or vision boards if you get that excited to do it. But let's get those things on paper. Videos or posts better for stories. You know what? I don't know. I say both. I say breadcrumb it. I couldn't just go throw all this out there. And that's what I struggle with. So whatever you decide to do, videos or posts, breadcrumb it. And, videos definitely bring some rawness and emotion to it. So that's helpful. But however you feel comfortable, I guess. But breadcrumbing it and getting it out there. So, all right, you guys. Thanks so much for showing up. I'm just afraid it's going to, let me go a quick picture if we have time. It's going to shut off. Smile, smile, smile. Shoot, I don't think I can see everybody. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't. But let me do one more.